And once again, KCAL is on the air. Make welcome to the stage, Faith Osborne.
Each one she passes goes, ah. When she walks, she's like a samba that swings so cool and sways so gently that when she passes, each one she passes goes, ooh. But he watches so sadly. Tell her he loves her. Yes, he would give his heart gladly. But each day when she walks to the sea, she looks straight ahead, not at him. Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes, he smiles. But she doesn't see, doesn't see. She doesn't see. Singing ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh. So sadly, how can he tell her he loves her? Yes, he would give his heart gladly, but each day when she walks to the sea, she looks straight ahead, not at him. Tall, tan, young and lovely, the girl he smiles, but she doesn't see, doesn't see, doesn't see, doesn't see.
Colgate Dental Cream to clean your breath while you clean your teeth and help stop tooth decay. And Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair bring you Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden. It's time once again for another comedy episode of Our Miss Brooks under the direction of Al Lewis. Well, the past few days haven't been easy ones for our Miss Brooks, who teaches English at Madison High School. It seems that she is called upon to assume additional duties whenever Mr. Conklin, Madison's beloved principal, loses a secretary. At breakfast Thursday morning, Miss Brooks discussed her plight with her landlady.
It's not only the added work that bothers me, Mrs. Davis. It's Mr. Conklin's temper.
I know, Connie. Osgood is a natural-born sour ball.
Lemon flavored. No wonder he can't keep a secretary. Why, do you realize that since the fall term started, he lost 3 of them?
3 secretaries in a month? How is that possible?
Well, the first one lasted a week. She quit because she couldn't stand his yelling. The second one quit after 4 days for the same reason, and the third secretary left before she even started.
Well, why did the third one quit?
She heard Sourball screaming at the second one. He has another one coming over today, and believe me, it's not a minute too soon.
You know, Connie, you've been doing an awful lot of extra work this past week. Has Mr. Conklin given you anything for it?
He's given me plenty, but I just don't listen. What annoys me more than anything else, though, is his latest suggestion that I need glasses.
Glasses? But your vision is 20/20, isn't it?
Sure. Well, at least as far as I know. But I made a few mistakes in typing yesterday, and he insisted that I stop in at an optometrist this morning and get a prescription for glasses.
Well, don't take it so hard, dear. There's nothing serious about wearing glasses. Now here, eat your apple fritters.
I'll say they look good. What's this brown stuff next to them?
Oh, that's apple butter. Or if you'd rather have apple jelly, that's in the dish over there, near the pitcher of apple juice. You see, I'm celebrating National Apple Week this morning.
Well, I never would have guessed. Oh, that's Walter Denton. He's going to drop me by the optometrist this morning. Door's open, Walter. Come on in.
Do you think he'll want something to eat?
He'll want everything to eat.
Good morrow, fair ladies. Well, what is this I see before me? Apple fritters?
Here's a fork. Fill your face.
How about you, Miss Brooks?
I don't feel very hungry this morning, Walter. The possibility of my having to wear glasses has gotten me down, I guess.
Now, Walter, I think that's absurd myself. I wish you'd tell Miss Brooks how little wearing glasses will affect her looks.
Oh, sure. Oh, you shouldn't worry about glasses hurting your looks, Miss Brooks.
I shouldn't?
Of course not. Nothing could do that. What I mean is, well, you don't even know if you need glasses yet, so why should you worry about how Mr. Boynton's going to react if and as when he sees you with glasses on?
I don't recall mentioning Mr. Boynton in this conversation.
You don't have to. His name shines out of your eyes like neon. But even if you put goggles on, I'm sure Mr. Boynton will feel just like any other average male feels about it.
And how is that?
Well, most men feel that glasses are merely an inconsequential man-made accoutrement. And the real beauty of a woman is what lies within herself. The qualities admired by men of taste and sensitivity are of the mind and of the soul.
Please go on, Dr. Freud.
Of course. Once we grant that true loveliness springs from the inner being, it follows that no exterior accessory could conceivably veil such loveliness.
Walter, would you go steady with a girl who wore glasses?
Frankly, I wouldn't be caught dead with one.
Bring in your fritters, Denton. You're through. Now, come on. We better get started. I've got an early appointment with the optometrist.
Oh, please don't let it depress you, Miss Brooks. Remember, there's a bright side to this thing, too.
Where? I seem to have misplaced it.
Well, the eye doctor will put drops in your eyes as part of the examination. And this makes your vision all blurry and funny.
Well, what's so bright about that?
Don't you get it? Even after you arrive at school, you can be sitting right in his office and not even see Mr. Conklin all morning long.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a wonderful day.
What a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day.
Why, you sure are chipper this morning, Daddy. Singing in your office and wearing a big white carnation. I wish some of the teachers could look at you now.
Well, why don't you sell tickets? I'm merely trying to keep up my spirits in the face of the many arduous duties that I'm called upon to perform.
Have you completed arrangements for Uncle Henry's party tonight?
Not quite, my dear, but I'll attend to it presently. I don't know why his bachelor friends insist on giving the man a party, simply because he's going to get married. To me, it's exactly like feeding a bear a big, nice antelope steak and then pushing him into a trap.
Why, Daddy, I'm surprised at you. Stag parties are an old American custom, And I think it's flattering that Uncle Henry's friends picked you to arrange the entertainment. This makes the third stag party you've arranged, doesn't it?
Yeah, counting the one he left at the altar, this makes number 4 for Uncle Henry. Now, you better run along to your class, Harriet. I've got several things to attend to.
All right, Daddy. I'll see you later.
I'll try not to. I'm in a hot time in town tonight. Oh, yes, this is the principal's office. Osgood Conklin himself speaking.
Hello, Mr. Conklin. This is Mitzy LeRoy. Some of your friend's brother-in-laws told me you were planning a little celebration for him tonight.
Yes, we're going to have a party, but it's strictly stag.
That's strictly why I'm calling. You see, Mr. Conklin, I'm in the entertainment business. You were planning a party for this evening, weren't you?
Yes, but frankly, I thought we'd provide our own entertainment. One of the boys is quite competent on the cello, and if I say so myself, I'm not too bad on the cornet.
What? No stereopticon views? Look, Mr. Conklin, your brother-in-law's friends have seen me dance at the Star Theater, and they felt I would provide just the sort of entertainment that would make your party a big success.
Oh, so you're a dancer. What kind of dances do you do, Miss LeRoy?
Let's just say I think you'll be pleased. Oh, and my fee for the evening is $50, plus an additional charge of $7.50.
What's that for?
Balloon insurance. Usually I work with just 2 arms, but since I've just got one, I gave you a break. Now about my costume.
Well, just a moment. Just a moment, Miss LeRoy. If you have to excuse me now, I take this matter up with the entertainment with some of the other fellows, and I'll make my decision.
Then you want me to contact you later?
That would be fine.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Conklin. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Come in. Come in.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Conklin. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. But I'm over here at my desk. You're talking to the umbrella stand.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. It's these drops in my eyes. I just... Mr. Conklin? What's the matter with you?
What do you mean, what's the matter with me?
Well, your face, it's so white and it's all wrinkled.
It's because you're looking at the carnation in my buttonhole.
Oh, thank goodness. I didn't see how your head could be leaning against your shoulder like that. This blurry vision should pass in a couple of hours, and then I can type up the notes you need for the PTA meeting tonight.
Oh, that won't be necessary, Miss Brooks. My new secretary is coming in this morning, yes. Besides, I won't be addressing the PTA meeting tonight. There's another affair I have to attend.
Another affair?
Yes, my brother-in-law is getting married next week, and we're going to have him a little party.
Oh, Henry. Who's the lucky fourth? Who's going to address the PTA meeting if you don't show up?
Mr. Stone, the head of the Board of Education, has kindly consented to go in my place. He'll be over this afternoon to pick up my speech. Now, I've got to leave for a little while, so I will appoint Harriet to monitor your first class, and you stay here and take charge of my office until the new secretary arrives.
Well, where are you going, Mr. Conklin?
Well, we're just chock full of curiosity, aren't we, today? It just so happens I have a little shopping to do for the party. Some of Henry's friends will expect a bit of punch, so I'm going to get the fruit for it now. Peaches and things.
Be careful of that fruit, Mr. Conklin.
What do you mean?
Well, judging from the way your eyes looked after that last stag, you ran into some very bloodshot peaches.
Brush your teeth with Colgate, Colgate Dental Cream. Cleans your breath.
What is toothpaste?
Water cleans your teeth.
Colgate toothpaste.
Cleans your breath.
What a toothpaste!
Cleans your teeth.
Colgate Dental Cream cleans your breath while it cleans your teeth. And the Colgate Way stops tooth decay best. More than 2 years' research showed the Colgate Way of brushing teeth right after eating helps stop more decay for more people than ever before reported in dentifrice history. This is radio if they could only see you. Yes, the Colgate way stopped tooth decay best, better than any other home method of oral hygiene. So, always use Colgate to clean your breath while you clean your teeth and stop tooth decay best.
Brush your teeth with Colgate. Colgate Dental Cream. It cleans your breath.
Water toothpaste.
Cleans your teeth.
Well, when Mr. Conklin left to go shopping for his brother-in-law's stag party, I sat in his office and waited for A, his new secretary, and B, the effect of my eye drops to wear off. I got a good idea of the progress I was making when I answered a knock on his door. Come in. And what can I do for you, sir?
The first thing you can do is take another look.
What? Oh, it's a girl.
Congratulations.
Well, see, I've had some drops in my eyes, and they're still quite blurry. If you'll just take a seat, Miss...
LeRoy. Mitzy LeRoy. I talked to Mr. Conklin on the phone a little while ago.
Of course. He's been expecting you. I'm Miss Brooks. I teach English here.
Oh, well, it's glad to meet you. Where is Mr. Conklin?
Well, he should be back in a very short time. He's doing some shopping. Why don't you just make yourself comfortable, Miss LeRoy?
Well, I guess I might as well. Tell me, Miss Brooks, do you think Mr. Conklin will want to see a sample of my work?
Well, if I know our beloved principal, he'll want to see several samples.
Sounds like he's pretty hard to please.
Oh, you'll get used to him. I'm glad you got here, though. If you hadn't, I would have had to do your work for you.
You?
Well, I might not look it, but I'm pretty efficient.
Well, you could have fooled me. What do you do? Teach English on the side?
Well, lately that's been just about the size of it. I've had more outside work than I can handle.
But what do you work with, Miss Brooks?
Well, the usual tools of the trade, some carbon paper and a typewriter.
Carbon paper and a typewriter?
Of course, if it's a rush job, I just grind it out with a notebook and pencil.
Now that's what I call a new wrinkle. Well, how long have you been doing this sort of work?
Just this season. Mr. Conklin's had a tough time finding anybody.
Well, he must be pretty particular.
Well, he is rather temperamental, but if you don't mind a little shouting now and then, you'll get along fine.
Well, I'm used to that. I worked an Elks convention last week.
Really? Well, there's the bell for another class. Now that you're here, I can run along. Is there anything I can get you before I go?
Oh, no thanks. I've got everything I'll need in my little bag. I'd certainly love to clinch this job.
There's only one way to do it, Miss LeRoy. When Mr. Conklin gets back, you be all ready to work.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Brooks, over here! Miss Brooks, you can come sit at my table!
All right, Walter. My, the cafeteria is jammed as usual.
Yeah, that's why I usually go off in a corner somewhere. Say, where did you get the tortoiseshell glasses?
Oh, I just borrowed them from Miss Richardson. They don't actually do anything for my vision, but I want to try an experiment.
Oh, well, where is Mr. Boynton?
Mr. Boynton?
Sure. You want to see how he'll react if you really do have to wear glasses. Where is he?
He's coming through the aisle over there.
The what aisle?
The same one you're leaving by. Vacate the table like a good boy.
Okay, Miss Brooks. I gotta go find Harriet Conklin anyway. I'll see you in the not-too-distant future.
Or the not-too-present president.
Oh, pardon me, Miss Brooks. Do you mind if I join you at this table?
Not at all, Mr. Boynton. I've been more or less expecting you.
Oh, good, good. Now I'll just set this tray down. Oh, I've certainly had a difficult morning. You know, some of those kids just flatly refuse to learn biology.
Yeah, so do some adults I know. Well, now that you're here, Mr. Boynton, do you notice anything different?
Different?
yes, look closely.
Well, would you look at that? They put a ketchup bottle on every table.
That is pretty exciting, especially for people who have a red tooth. That's not what I had in mind, Mr. Boynton. Do you remember how I looked yesterday?
At what?
Not at anything. I just want to know how I looked at you when you looked at me.
Well, you looked fine.
Thank you. Now, how do I look to you today?
Fine.
Let's have a bottle of ketchup.
I just don't understand, Miss Brooks. Just what is it that you'd like me to observe? Well, have you gotten a new hairdo, or did you manicure your nails in a different shade?
Oh, forget about it, Mr. Boynton. As a matter of fact, I'm delighted with the result of my little one-man quiz program. Now, let's eat, huh?
Oh, very well. Boy, that spinach of yours looks very appetizing. So nice and green.
That's the corned beef hash.
Ugh.
The spinach is this gray stuff over here.
Oh, by the way, Miss Brooks, there's something I meant to ask you when I first sat down at the table.
Well, what was that, Mr. Boynton?
Well, why are you wearing Mrs. Richardson's glasses?
Oh, so you did notice them.
Oh, yes, and they're quite becoming. As a matter of fact, they make you look much more mature.
Mature? Do you like me that way?
Well, of course. Everything gets better with age.
I'm not ready for old age benefits. I mean, what about the girl I was? The gay, carefree, youthful girl.
I didn't know you then.
That does it. Hand me a blotter. I'm giving these eye drops back to the optometrist.
You mean you've been examined for glasses, Miss Brooks?
Mr. Conklin insisted, but I still think he's wrong.
Miss Brooks! Excuse me, Mr. Conklin. Miss Brooks, there's something I gotta tell you.
What's the trouble, Walter? You look like you've seen a ghost.
I looked at Mr. Conklin's office for Harriet, and believe me, what I saw was no ghost.
Well, what did you see?
Holy cow!
Oh, now calm down, Walter. I presume you're referring to Mr. Conklin's new secretary?
If she's a secretary, I'm going to study to be a principal. Boy, what little feet she's got.
Is that all you noticed?
No, her dress was beautiful. I saw it hanging in the closet.
In the closet?
Yeah. And she was wearing a French bathing suit. Don't you see, Miss Brooks? She's no secretary. She's a dancer. She told me she's trying to get a job entertaining at a party Mr. Conklin's giving for her brother-in-law.
His brother-in-law?
Yeah.
Henry, he's a four-time loser.
Oh.
You stay right here, Walter. Mr. Boynton, you and I have got to get that girl out of Mr. Conklin's office before he comes back.
But Miss Brooks...
There's no time to argue. Mr. Stone is coming over here today, too.
Mr. Stone, the head of Board of Education. Oh, my gosh. If he sees what I saw, he'll flip what's the rest of his wig.
Boy, this does sound like a crisis. We'd better take a look at this creature.
Darn those optometrists. They never know whose eyes to put the drops in. We can't just burst into Mr. Conklin's office, Mr. Boynton. He may have returned.
Yes, you're right, Miss Brooks. I'd better knock.
Come in.
Well, that doesn't sound like Mr. Conklin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hello.
Holy cow!
Miss LeRoy, what are you doing in that French bathing suit?
I'm blowing up my balloons. I work with them.
Oh, but there's been a terrible misunderstanding. You've got to leave here at once.
But what's the hurry, honey? Don't you want to introduce me to your friend?
No, I don't.
Well, now that isn't very polite, Miss Brooks. Miss LeRoy, my name is Philip Boynton, and I teach biology here.
What time?
Please, Miss LeRoy, you ought to put on some clothes. She'll catch her death of cold that way. Don't you think so, Miss Brooks?
Yes, but not soon enough. Now, where are your things, Miss LeRoy? I'll help you get dressed.
Oh, they're on the chair by the desk. But I've got to do an audition for this job. You told me yourself I had to work and get ready, Miss Brooks.
That's when I thought you were a secretary. Now, will you please put your dress on?
Oh, it's too late, Miss Brooks. Mr. Conklin's coming in the front door. I just saw him through the window.
Well, it's about time he showed up.
Oh, hello, Miss Brooks, Mr. Boynton.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Conklin.
Holy cow! Miss Brooks, I left you in charge of this office. What is this woman doing here in this get-up?
Blowing up her balloon.
I'm Mitzy LeRoy, Mr. Conklin. I spoke with you on the phone. Don't you remember?
The balloon dancer? But how did you get in here?
Well, Miss Brooks let me in. She's the one who told me to get ready.
Well, that was when my eyes were still blurred from the drops this morning, Mr. Conklin. I thought that
You and your lame excuses. Do you realize that Mr. Stone is due here any moment to pick up that speech I wrote for the PTA meeting tonight?
But Mr. Conklin...
And do you further realize that the title of the speech is Propriety in Our Schools?
Oh, holy smoke.
Well, that's a switch on Holy Cow.
How in the world am I going to explain this woman to Mr. Stone?
Well, maybe we could say she's one of the students, Mr. Conklin.
One of the students standing in my office in a French bathing suit?
Well, we could say she just got out of French class.
Oh, no. Oh, no, that's Mr. Stone now. Oh, Miss LeRoy, please, you have to hide.
Hide? But where?
Well, in the closet. Yeah, that's it. Take your balloons and get in the coat closet at once.
Oh, but it's dark in there. I'm afraid to be in the dark alone.
Oh, well, if you want me to, I'll get into the closet with her, Mr. Conklin.
Over my dead body. Oh, it'll just take a few minutes, Miss LeRoy, and you'll be okay.
I'll be right there. Oh, please, Miss LeRoy, please. I will engage you for tonight's party at any fee if you'll just get in that closet and stay there.
Well, if it's really a deal, I might as well cooperate. But try to make it snappy, will you? I'm getting a little chilly.
Now, whatever you do, please help me get rid of Mr. Stone in a hurry.
We'll do our best, Mr. Conklin.
I'll let him in. Well, look who's here. Mr. Conklin, it's Mr. Stone.
Well, so it is.
Who you're expecting? Gypsy Rose Lee?
Gypsy Rose Lee. Oh, that's a good one.
Quiet, Boynton, quiet. Mr. Boynton and Miss Brooks were just discussing some details of the PTO meeting tonight. But Mr. Stone, unfortunately, my new secretary has not arrived, so the notes aren't typed up.
However, if you'll come back in an hour, I'll have them all ready for you. Goodbye, Mr. Stone.
Yes, and I'll walk you to your door if you like.
Not so fast. I'd like to sit down and chat for a moment, Osgood.
Sit down. Oh, very well. Sit right here by my desk, Mr. Stone. I'll just take these silk stockings and other garments. Oh, silk stockings!
Silk stockings? What is all this feminine apparel doing in your office, Osgood?
Feminine apparel!
That must be the stuff you just bought for your wife, Mr. Conklin.
Yes, that's the clothing you were telling us about.
Yes.
None of this is wrapped, and those garments look as if they've just been worn.
Mr. Conklin and his wife, well, they're both the same size, and somebody's got to try these things on. Now, if you finish chatting with Mr.
I
Conklin...
have not finished.
Gesundheit.
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 Now, about this speech you've written, Osgood, wait a minute. That's very strange.
Oh, what's very strange?
There were 4 Gesundheits and only 1 sneeze. If all 4 of us said Gesundheit, who sneezed?
Well, it was probably one of those auditory illusions, Mr. Stone. You know, Gesundheit.
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 I pass. I must be catching a cold.
That sounded like it came from the coat closet.
The coat closet? Oh, please, Mr. Stone. I know it's drafty in there, but who ever heard of a moth sneezing?
Yeah, who ever heard of a moth sneezing? Boy, that's rich.
But you, bless me.
One of those sneezes came from inside that closet.
Oh, now, Mr. Stone, that's absurd. Now, let me tell you about the speech that I have for tonight. In it, I have shown conclusively that I believe progressive methods of running a school are not always the best. No, indeed. That is one bubble I have always tried to burst.
There's something funny going on in there, and I'm going to find out what it is. Come out of that closet, whoever you are.
Why, hello, Mr. Stone.
Holy cow!
Walter was right. There goes what's left of his wig.
Miss Brooks, explain to Mr. Stone.
Oh, you don't have to explain to him who I am. I'm sure he remembers little Mitzy from the Elks Convention last week.
Hello, Mitzy.
Oh, so you know each other.
Oh, certainly. Mr. Stone and I got very acquainted at the convention. But I'd better be going home now. Can someone give me a lift?
Oh, well, I'd be glad to drive you if you have no transportation, Miss LeRoy.
If she has no transportation, he says. Listen, Mr. Boynton, Mr. Stone can drive Miss LeRoy home. They're fellow Elks.
But I joined our local lodge the other night. That makes me a brand new elk, too.
Well, if you want to live to be an old elk, you'll keep your antlers out of this whole deal.
Eve Arden as our Miss Brooks returns in just a moment. But first, dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl. Tonight, yes, tonight, show him how much lovelier your hair can look after a Luster Cream shampoo. Luster Cream, the world's finest shampoo. No other shampoo in the world gives you K. Damit's magic blend of secret ingredients plus gentle lanolin. Better than a soap, better than a liquid. Luster Cream is a dainty cream shampoo. Leaves hair 3 ways lovelier, fragrantly clean, free of loose dandruff, glistening with sheen, soft and manageable. Even in hardest water, Luster Cream lathers instantly. No special rinse needed after a Luster Cream shampoo. So gentle, Luster Cream shampoo is wonderful even for children's hair. Tonight, yes tonight, try Luster Cream shampoo. Dream girl, beautiful Luster Cream girl. You owe your crowning glory to a Luster Cream shampoo. And now, once again, here is our Miss Brooks.
Well, as soon as I got home from school, I told Mrs. Davis all about the day's events. And when I had finished, she clucked sympathetically.
Oh, click, 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 click. What a day. But at least you've seen a pleasant evening to look forward to. You've got a date with Mr. Boynton, haven't you?
Well, I thought I did, but he just called to tell me that he's going to the party Mr. Conklin's giving for his brother. On top of that, the new secretary never did show up, so I'll be saddled with all that extra work this week.
Oh, that's too bad, Connie, but I'm particularly sorry to hear that you have no date for tonight.
Well, it's just as well, Mrs. Davis. It'll give me a chance to practice.
Practice what, Connie? Typing?
No, blowing up a balloon without getting too winded to dance.
This is Vern Smith reminding you to tune in next week to another Our Miss Brooks show, brought to you by Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair, and Colgate Dental Cream to clean your teeth while you clean your breath and help stop tooth decay. Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, is produced by Larry Burns, written by Al Lewis, with the music of Wilbur Hatch. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
And KCAL is off the air.